Hello everyone, welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff. Today is the much anticipated review of set number 71741, the Ninjago City Gardens. This, as I've said before in the builds, was a particularly challenging build to put together. However, it was very fun. I'm not complaining. I really enjoyed this set. The amount of pieces, the building techniques, there were several things that made it difficult but fun, and I will go over each one of those. And this set, let's start off with value for the review. This set retails for $299, basically $300, but it comes with a little bit less than 5,700 pieces, and it comes with 18 minifigures, and so therefore I got to give it a 10. My average is about 10 cents a piece, and that can go either way sometimes because some pieces are more valuable than others, and then some pieces aren't as valuable, like the Big Ben clock that comes with a bunch of 1x1 and 1x2 plates. It's got to have a lot more, and so it's got to be less than 10 cents a piece to have the value. But this one has the right mixture. In fact, the mixture is even better. I would give it more than a 10 if it was possible to give it more than 10 out of 10 for the value, because not just the amount of pieces, but just everything that's on here. The types of pieces, how they used them, it's very worth a 10 to me. So creativity, this one's going to take a while. I give it a solid 10. For creativity, let's start off with this tree here. This tree was very challenging to build. It's got pieces that are upside down, attached right side up, to the side, to angles that are not either up or down, and to the side. And I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the root system here. I thought that was really cool. I like the use of the harness that originally I saw it on Star Wars, on the dewbacks. They were kind of like their reins. Well, they attached one of those and made it a vine. It adds a very nice touch to the building, or the tree. And I also like the top of it here, how they combine different color of the foliage. They add different plants and flowers on there to give it the good, like, all-roundness of being an awesome tree. I like how the tree is growing through the structure. Again, just creativity on that, definitely a 10. Another feature that adds a 10, or makes us a 10, is the use of pieces in a way that have not been used before in a Lego build. So, as you can see here, we've got these green pieces. These are really swords, and normally those come in a pearl dark gray color. However, for this build, Lego decided to color them green, and they do look like heavy, like jungle foliage. I love that. And in addition, there's another piece here. This little piece right here you're looking at, that again is a weapon, but they've made it green and they've used it as plant life. Another piece of creativity was the use of the railing, and using it as an added angle, using these plates modified with the bars, and then these other plate rounds with the holes in them to have the bar stick into that. I think that's very creative. I really love the use of that. That also made it really challenging, because when you're building this, you had to get the angle just right or it would fall apart. And that took me several tries. I didn't show it on camera because I don't like to show myself fumbling around, but believe me, that was a challenge. This telescope was absolutely ingenious in design. This definitely helps it be a 10. I love how they used what's regularly a faucet right here, and they turned it on its side and upside down, and it does look like the eyepiece for a telescope, as well as some knobs to adjust on the focus and some other things. I really love the use of that. And then they did use actually what's usually a telescope for minifigures, as well as a cone on the end of it to make the telescope. Again, a very nice touch to this build. And then building this piece here, it looks like a fish or a shrimp, was very challenging. They used a lot of techniques where pieces are inverted, and so in other words, the studs will not connect, and rods had to be used in order to connect them. You cannot see that in the final build, but if you watch me build it, you'll see the techniques on how they used it. I thought that was really ingenious. It does make a very unique kind of creature, and it uses flower petals and uses them in an orange color to, simulate the fins on this fish, which I thought was really cool. and again adds to the creativity. Next, let's turn our attention to the crab on the surfboard there on the side of the building. I thought that was really ingenious and cute. And also the sign there. I love that sign. That sign is composed of ninja stars and swords used in such a way that it looks like it's part of the signage. Again, that's one of my favorite parts of this build, is the fact that Lego used pieces in such a way that I've never seen before, and they put them together all in one build, and it looks really awesome. Another example of using pieces in such a way that I've never seen before is this front roof of this ice cream shop. I know it doesn't show up that well, and I'm trying to zoom in on here just at the right angle so you guys can see this. But this right here is a collection of what's normally butcher knives. Now, normally those come in a light gray or pearl gray. However, this time they made them black, and they staggered them to make them look like shingles. Again, I think that's very ingenious, and it does accomplish the look of like wooden shingles that are painted black. Very ingenious. And Lego designers use the tops of treasure chests that were first found in pirate sets. Now, those come in a variety of colors, and I have seen a few black ones, but not many. What they've done here is on each side, they've used 5 of these chest lids, and they used a plate modified with a clip, and allows you to stagger them to make them look like tile roofs, which you'd see in Japan or China. And I think that's really awesome. Never seen the use of it that way before, so that scores high on the creativity. The use of a minifigure as a sign for the restaurant is really cool. And how they accomplish this is a way that I've never seen Lego do this before. Instead of the legs being installed in such a way that the character can bend over forward, in this particular case they reversed the legs so that the legs would be in an unnatural position for a person. But what that accomplishes is a hinge which allows this character to be attached to the side of the building and to be upright holding 2 bowls as part of the advertisement that there's a restaurant here. Again, a building technique I've never seen Lego use before, and along with all these other things that I'm mentioning, I hope you guys are seeing that they really went all out on this set to be very creative. Another sign of creativity for this set is the fact that Lego used 3 complete full sheets for stickers. That is a lot of stickers. I have seen some sets with 2. There's occasionally been 3, but it's not common for them to go 3. And so for this set, that was awesome. It accomplished a lot of things. There's stickers on doors, there's stickers on the wall, signage, all kinds of places. And I really like the use of that. And let's turn our attention to the garden here on the side. Now, Lego has in the past, like this character right here that's both light bluish gray and dark bluish gray and pearl gray as well. They have used those colors before to create a statue. I really enjoy it when they do that though. It does look like a statue, and it is a great use of pieces, and they did it here in the garden. As well as, if you look at the rest of the garden, and I'll zoom out here, you can see the short bridges, you can see the plant foliage, the water, the stone pathway. Just a really good use of pieces in such a way that that looks like a garden that you would see in Japan or China. And I really enjoy how they did it this time. And in fact, the Chinese garden is similar to 2 sets that are currently sold out on Lego's website. However, if you want to check them out, it is set number 80104. It's called the Lion Dance, and it's for the Chinese New Year coming up. Also, set number 80105 called the Chinese New Year Temple Fair. Those are 2 sets that kind of go along with the Chinese garden here, and I think that's really cool how they did all this. And also, I will turn your attention to a couple other things. This white cooler piece right here, that looks like something that you would find on the side of a building that's meant to cool the building. And I like the use of it. And they also kind of did the same thing over here. They used a turntable on its side, and it looks like a fan on the side of the building. I really like the creativity. And let's turn our attention
to the antenna itself. The antenna itself, I love how they did this. Lego, like I keep saying, they went all out on this set. And in the antenna, or on the antenna, you have a turntable inside here, which allows you to twist it so that these grooves fit each other perfectly. And also with the use of those trans clear pieces here, or I should say trans purple pieces to make the antenna, they really did a good job. And another piece of creativity is right below the antenna, in this apartment here, you kind of have a ladder that gets to it. And it's an operational ladder. All that needs to be done is just to twist this here, and you've got yourself a ladder to get to his apartment. Another really cool thing I want to show you is inside the roof here. They've created this creature, and they have it suspended from the ceiling. And I know it doesn't show up very well, but I thought that was really cool. And it used, again, pieces in such a way, it's not a minifigure. It looks like a miniature little skeletonized dragon is what it looks like to me. All right, we've spent a lot of time on creativity. Let's now get into the playability. And in order to do this, please stay with me. I'm going to take this thing apart, and then I'm going to put it back together level by level. I do need to mention one more thing about creativity. I will say that I felt like this particular model, because it's fragile and several of the pieces use techniques that have not been used before, I don't feel this is more of a set for children. I feel this is more in line with the modulars that Lego has built over the last 15 years. And they're more for display than they are play. And that's part of the creativity. However, playability, I still give it a 10, even though it's fragile. And the reason that I do is there's so much here to play with. And not only that, playability is also how does it fit with other sets. Well, Lego built Ninjago City Harbor and some other Ninjago sets. Actually, there's quite a few Ninjago sets. So they all fit together, and so that's definitely a 10. But part of playability, I wouldn't be doing this justice unless I show you some of the playability features that are inside this. Let's start with the base over here. The base, okay, so it has, actually it's not even that big. Out of a road plate and a half, really a lot of it's water, but even so, there's so much to do. You've got a park bench over here on the side, and you've got this shop on the bottom here, and this shop has a bookcase inside of it, as well as a secret compartment with some knives down here. And you've got this shop over here, and it looks like a restaurant, and I love the inside of it. They use a little sink here. They've got some items here to cook with. I love the window where you go up and you order. I love the use of these wedges here in the slopes for part of the roof. They use books right here. But you've got a restaurant and a shop and a table. You've got the gardens here that your minifigures can walk along and hopefully have a peaceful meditation or whatever it is they're trying to accomplish there. And moving from that, what goes on top of this shop is this right here, and it just looks like a very simple sort of like apartment for somebody with a trophy and some pictures, and it's got some teacups and a tea kettle. I like the use of the plates modified upside down to make it look like a roof. And the playability, this does open this window. And then we've got what goes on the other side here. We've got an apartment, and it comes complete with a bed inside here with stickers on it to make it look like a sheet with a pattern on it. I really like this use of the bed, and as well it's got a lamp, and it's got some toys up here, and I love the windows on this. This is really good. I also love this roof right here. Use of jumper plates upside down. That's just really, in my opinion, it tops the cake, and it makes for a really good set. All right. Next, let's tackle the ice cream shop. I have to admit that the garden is my favorite part of this set, but this is a close second. I mean, who doesn't like ice cream on a hot day? You know, when I was a kid, it was Baskin-Robbins 31 flavors. They're still around, but just not as popular. Anyway, who doesn't like ice cream? And anyway, so I love this set. This particular piece, I love how the ice cream here has fallen and it's on the ground and it's spilt. I love that. I think that's really cool, using the heart shape to make it look like kind of splat on the ground. I love the use of the game controllers that are empty to make it look like a roof. I love the signage on here. My goodness, they did a great job with the signage in the window and the well, I guess I'm supposed to say open. I don't read Chinese or Japanese, so I don't really know, but I believe that's what it says. And on the inside here, I've got it outside here. Hopefully you guys can see this. But we've got an ice cream shop. And I think this is really cool. I mean, they did a good job. This is a very small building, but there's so much in here that if you're going to play with the set, you can have an ice cream shop going. So let's put that back here. And let's go for this guy here. Okay, so this is someone's apartment. Now, if this isn't a kid's bachelor pad, I don't know what it is. I really like this. You've got a complete arcade game in here. Now, oh, it's very, like I said, this is a very fragile set, and I'm glad it's backing me up there. But I love the use of that. I love the telescope. I love the fish. I love this chair, comfy chair. I'm glad it's a good color, because back in the 70s we had some of these and they weren't as nice colors. But again, I'm aging myself, sorry guys. But it's also got a TV here, flat screen, which is kind of cool because y'all know back in the 70s they had a big old box in the back of it, kind of like on Grown Ups. But anyway, good use of pieces here and good for playability. And next, we've got another restaurant. I've already mentioned the signage, love the signage. As far as playability goes, again, it's really awesome. You walk in, you got a little place here where they're cooking your food. It looks like a little place to sit down and eat right here. I love the flowers on the side, complete with a little overhang there so the flowers don't get burned up from getting too much sun all day. And the next piece, it's just like an open air thing. I guess it's a place to meditate. It does have a little safe on the side that opens up. I don't know what that's supposed to be, some sort of valuable jewel. But I like the use of this. It has good playability. And next we've got this huge piece. Now this is the first time that the levels come all together all the way across. And this is really cool for playability. You got a balcony here with some plants. You've got someone's little apartment in here with a TV that does have the box part in the back, so it must be kind of old there. And it's got some painting supplies. You've got here a store. Now this store, I really enjoyed the store. I love how they have the weapons in there for sale. Lots and lots of things to play around with. And so that's why I have to give playability a solid 10. And let's not forget this piece here. As far as playability, this is more for creativity. But I really like this dragon skeleton that's inside here, suspended from the ceiling. Very ingenious how they did this. I love the foliage on here. this foliage. I love the color contrast it did, adding the cherries to it. And if you've ever lived in DC and been to the cherry festival that happens every spring, these colors would resonate with you, and the cherries being on the tree. It's a beautiful festival once a year in DC, and the story is in the 20s, the Japanese, I believe it was the Empress, she wanted to give the United States a gift, and she gifted hundreds of cherry trees. Unfortunately, they died, but the U.S. liked the idea and replaced the trees, and they exist onto today, and every year you can go there and see this. So knowing that story and then seeing this was really awesome. I like it. Nice touch. And then we've got this sort of bridge thing that connects the third level. And again, I want to thank the set for cooperating with me because it's showing how fragile this set truly is and how hard it was to put together. But I'm not complaining. This is a really awesome set, definitely worth it. I love this bridge because it adds connectivity to the two shops up here, which again adds the playability and it makes it playable. The last piece doesn't really help for playability because let's get real, you're not really gonna play on an antenna too much, especially one as tall as this one, because in real life one wrong move and well, that's the end of you. So, but it does add to playability in a way, because if you look closely here, there is some signage in here advertising on the antenna. And so I really like that touch to it. Well, this completes my review of the Ninjago City Garden set. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have, please hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, hit the like button anyway, because of the amount of time that I spent on this. At least reward me for that. Just kidding. Only if you liked it. And also, if you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on all notifications. That way you'll know when I go live or when I post a video, which currently I'm posting a video every single day. In addition, I'd ask that you guys leave a comment below. I love the dialogue. I like talking to you guys. These sets are cool. Legos are cool. That's why we're here. Let's talk about it. Okay. There's also 3 ways you can support the channel financially. The first one doesn't cost you anything. Share this video on other social media platforms. I don't have money for a marketing department, so be that for me. And then you can even put on your resume. Just kidding. The other thing you can do is you can head to my store, A Chip Off the Old Block. It's on Bricklink, and I do have a link in the description below to go directly to my store. On average, I add about 10,000 pieces a day, and I sell about 10,000 pieces a day. So very busy store, lots in there. Check it out. The other way is you can go to the link. Now, I tried finding a link for this particular set, but no one's selling it on Amazon currently as the time I'm making this video. So I have a link to a different Ninjago set, but it doesn't matter. If you use that link to go to Amazon and buy the stuff you normally would buy, Amazon will reward me with a small percentage of the profits just for sending you to their website. So please, use one of these 3 ways or all of them to support the channel. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. Hope you guys enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you guys on the next video.